Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List. I am your host, the game changer, Wes Troop. And this week I've got three brand new reviews for you. 2 comedies, including the newest Melissa McCarthy movie, Spy, Entourage, based off of the HBO TV show, and a new horror film, Insidious Chapter 3. So let's kick off this week with the newest Melissa McCarthy comedy from director Paul Feig, who worked with her on Bridesmaids and The Heat. Here is my review of Spy. The CIA is in a jam. A villainess is in possession of a nuclear weapon and knows the identities of all of their undercover spies. An agent who guides spies through their missions by communication devices steps up and goes in for the mission. She soon finds herself in deeper than she expected and hopes she can stop her enemy in time. So what did I think of Spy? I thought it's a humorous action comedy. In the spirit of spy comedies such as The Pink Panther or Austin Powers, this flips the script and shows us a female take. It's quite funny, getting pretty many laughs from me as well as the audience. The film can get quite vulgar, but if you've seen other Melissa McCarthy comedies, you already know what to expect. I was surprised that the action sequences actually hold up too. Nothing extravagant, but better than you'd think. There's a few fun fights, including a showdown in the kitchen. The story mostly has a standard spy movie setup, with a few twists that you'll probably be able to figure out. Melissa McCarthy stars as Susan Cooper, an agent who had been training but decided to be in another agent's ear, helping out from behind a desk instead. Cooper finally gets out into the field, trying not to screw up the mission. McCarthy does great work here, showing off her wild side with some of her identities and her sweet side as a normal agent. The rest of the cast stars Jason Statham, who's hilarious as Rick Ford, an agent who claims to have survived insane encounters, but seems to be more of a bumbling idiot. Rose Byrne as Raina Boyanov, the woman in possession of a nuke looking to sell it to the highest bidder. Jude Law as Bradley Fine, a Bond-like agent who Susan guides on his missions and she secretly loves. Bobby Cannavale as DeLuca, a businessman interested in the weapon. And Allison Janney as Elaine Crocker, Cooper's boss who sends her on the mission. Full of laughs and charm, Spy sneaks its way into being one of the best comedies of the summer. I'm going to give it the rating of Do It. Yes, I think this is Melissa McCarthy's best starring role. I love Bridesmaids. I know some people out there, it's alright. But I really like Bridesmaids. And then, some of her other stuff, Identity Thief, Tammy, I didn't really care for. It was okay. I liked The Heat. So whenever she gets with this director who does this movie too, Spy, Paul Feig, it seems that it's a better collaboration, I suppose. And I absolutely love St. Vincent when she was in that playing a different character. This is definitely one of her better comedic roles. If you are a fan of Melissa McCarthy, definitely check this out. And Jason Statham is hysterical in this as well. This is the first time to my knowledge that he's in a comedy, or at least playing a comedic role. You could call Expendables 3 a comedy, because that was a funny. that was more like a tragedy, that movie. To play a full-blown character, he's basically playing a parody of himself as an idiot. And Jude Law was really good in this too. Not bad performances, I must say. Yeah, I would recommend checking this movie out. Here's another co-host. All right, you. Say hi. Down you go. Alright, up next, it's time to put rubber sheets on the bed, because this movie might make you pee your pants. This is the newest threequel to hit theaters. which is the third part of a horror series. I guess it doesn't have to be a horror series, but whatever. If you like number 1 and number 2, get ready for number 3, ladies and gentlemen. My review of Insidious, Chapter 3. After trying to reach out to her late mother, a teenage girl accidentally connects with an evil spirit. After some freaky happenings, her father decides to call upon professionals to see if they can help. So what did I think of Insidious Chapter 3? I thought it's a wicked horror threequel. When the first Insidious hit theaters, it had a lot of buzz, and when I finally watched it on DVD, I thought it was just okay. I actually enjoyed the second film over the first, and I had a good time with this entry as well. It hits everything I'm really looking for in a PG-13 horror flick, which you'll know I'm usually not thrilled with. There were actually a few jumps that scared me, so be prepared to be startled at least 3 times. Certain things scare more people than others, but I found this movie to definitely have a creepy factor to it as well. It takes a little bit to get going, but once it does, it doesn't let up often. There's also quite a few fun moments to keep things not so serious, although a few jokes are groan-inducing. Like the camera joke about the hidden camera. Well, it's not hidden, but sometimes it is. It can also be surprisingly heartfelt, with a touching mother-daughter storyline. Insidious Chapter 3 is actually a prequel taking place a few years before the events in the first 2 films. We get kind of the same result with a character going into the Nether to save another, but it still works fine. And the villain this time is a freaky dude with a breathing apparatus that leaves black goop footprints. Yeah. The cast give fine performances for what it is, and stars Stephanie Scott as Quinn Brenner, the aspiring actor who wonders if her mom, who has passed on, knows what's going on in her life. Dermot Mulroney as Sean, Quinn's dad, who's having a rough time keeping everything in order. Lynn Shay reprises her role as Elise Rayner, the psychic who has stopped her practice but feels the need to help Quinn. And Angus Sampson and Lee Wannell, who actually Lee directed and wrote the film, as Tucker and Specs, ghost hunters who get involved with the case. While some horror franchises should have packed it in at this point, Insidious Chapter 3 still has a few worthy scares up its sleeve. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Yeah, this movie was fine for what it is. PG-13 horror film. Like I said, it has everything that I would actually want to see in that type of movie. Because it's not rated R, so you can't go with gratuitous violence, nudity, blood. You can get away with some stuff, but not a whole lot when it's PG-13 in the horror genre. So, you know, I know there were a lot of people that were frightened in the theater. Quite a few people jumped. I jumped. So there's... And it's not just, you know, dumb stuff. It's actually good scares. And like I said, it's kind of creepy. So, and there's even a cameo from something I laugh at a lot. So if you're an Insidious fan, if you like the first 2, you should definitely check out the third one, just to say you've seen it, you know, and I'm sure you will be this weekend anyway. But yeah, it's a fine PG-13 horror film. And finally this week, it's based off of the TV show from HBO called the same name, Entourage, that I've never seen before. So how will I take the movie when you've never seen the show? Let's find out, shall we? Here's my review of Entourage. I wear a mean dark pair of shades, and you can't see my eyes. Hollywood leading man Vincent Chase decides he's going through with a passion project and not only star in it, but direct it as well. When the film needs more money, they find themselves in hot water with the studio and investors. Will the movie be released, and will it be a hit? So what did I think of Entourage? I thought it's a fun comedy. I never actually tuned into the television series that had an 8-year run, but you don't have to be a buff of the show to understand what's going on. There are some in-jokes you probably won't get, but I think the film works well as a standalone, and I'm planning on at least catching a few episodes after viewing the movie. There's a Piers Morgan interview to catch everyone up on what's been going on with the characters, as well as some background information. There are a good amount of laughs, and it's easily one of the funniest films I've seen so far this year. There's also a surprising amount of heart to be found, with the bond between the guys showing that they're around for each other in a time of need. The story that takes place just a few days after the series finale is enjoyable, showing a fantasy-like look behind the cameras and gives its take and insight on Hollywood. The cast stars Adrian Grenier as Vincent Chase, the actor who made it big in James Cameron's Aquaman film, who ends up wanting to direct and star in a new film called Hyde. Kevin Dillon as Johnny Drama, Vince's older brother looking to be taken seriously in the acting biz. Kevin Connolly as Eric Murphy, Vinny's manager who is having fun with some ladies while dealing with a pregnant ex. Jerry Ferrara as Turtle, Vinny's friend and driver who hit it big with a tequila company. And Jeremy Piven as Ari Gold, Vincent's former agent who's now running a movie studio and takes a big gamble on the new idea. Also in the cast are Billy Bob Thornton as a Texas billionaire giving money to the movie, Haley Joel Osment as his son who feels changes need to be made to the film, Emmanuel Chikwi as Sloane, Eric's ex he's trying to work things out with, Ronda Rousey playing herself, who becomes friends with Turtle, and Emily Ratajkowski as herself, playing an old friend of Vinny. There's also an insane amount of cameos from the likes of Mark Wahlberg to Liam Neeson. If you're on the fence about checking out the movie because you haven't seen the show, Entourage is entertaining enough to take a chance on. I'm going to give it the rating of do it. Yeah, I surprisingly like this film. I like the characters. They're all pretty much fun. I like all the cameos are mostly good. They're neat, you know. They don't not serve a purpose. Most of them serve a purpose, let's say. Yeah, it's a fun little movie. Like I said, I've never seen the show, but just from seeing the movie, I had fun with it, so I would check out at least a few episodes, because I'm pretty sure that's how the show is. It's basically like an extended episode. So if you're a fan, definitely check out Entourage. I don't think you'll be that disappointed. And yeah, I don't know how fans of the show have been taking to it. Even if you aren't a fan, I would recommend checking it out, whether it be in theaters or on DVD. Alright, well that's the show for this week. Next week I will be back with my review of Dun 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 Jurassic World. Really looking forward to that one, so we'll see how that goes. And a few other DVD and Blu-ray reviews, whatever I end up catching sometime this week. Hopefully not an STD. Alright, well until next time, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside of515. You can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. Follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. And of course, you can buy my book, The A-List Review 2014 Movie Review Yearbook. Over 150 reviews, only $10. Contact me through Facebook or Twitter if you're interested. Definitely. It's almost time for the new one. We're halfway through the year already. But definitely, if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. Until next time, Troop.